Good morning, welcome to Morning Review. This is Kim speaking on Monday the 14th of November. So looking at the euro dollar first, and you can see we've already had a sell-off since Friday, certainly gapped down from Friday's close. And at the moment, could continue in this mode actually. We've have put, well, it's not a confirmed higher low, but if it does start breaking above this hourly 8, so to zoom in this a little bit just so you can see it a little bit clearer. There we go. You see, if we can break above this hourly 8, close above the hourly 8, maybe we'll get a move back up and close that gap that's up there, maybe even the daily pivot. At the moment, it's not looking the best though. The sell-off's been pretty strong through that Asian session. Relatively, we've done most of what we saw on Friday in terms of movement. So there could be a continuation to the downside. The thing is, it has gone quite a way already, but if it does start selling through these lows, through the daily S2 sort of area, well, we could be selling some more. That we're sort of getting quite extended away from some of the key moving averages now. It's a long way from the daily 21s, etc., and it starts to get a little bit extended on this route. So, not to say that, as I say, there isn't a continuation there, but it starts potentially slowing up at least. Looking at the pound dollar, and the pound sold off again through the Asian session. Not a major surprise. We've seen some sort of reaction or bigger reaction to that run into the daily 50. That's not to say we finished the move up either, but there was divergence into that. We had on the shorter for the 4-hourly time frame, we had an overbought signal on our 4-hourly chart there on the indicator, just overbought somewhat. And it had done that before, but it was on a weaker figure, a weaker signal came through, but this time it was a much stronger figure and signal, and it's selling off a little bit more at the moment. Looking at where we are, well, daily pivot's above us untouched. The gap was almost filled on this. We had that spike up at 11 o'clock, and well, again, this probably has more scope for continuing to the downside the way it's shaping up at the moment. It's selling off relatively strong at the moment, and I say relatively, but from an hourly perspective, quite a large candle. We could continue in this mode, but I'd wait until post 8 o'clock for entries on this. Dollar yen. Dollar yen's continued to the upside. It's pushed up quite strong. It finally broke out of the consolidation that I was talking about last week. It took a while, but as I said, when you see it sitting like it is there and it hasn't pulled over completely, chances are at some point it'll push up, and sure enough, it's pushed up now. From where to now? Well, I mean, the range on Friday was pretty thin. The pivots are tightening at tightness today. It's not to say we can't break those, but if we do see a push to the upside with the R3, may just slow things down at least. And then we've got to run into monthly pivots. There's an R2 above us, I believe. So there could, I mean, at the moment it's looking consolidated, and it may just consolidate, may even get a bit of a retrace. It has got an untouched daily pivot, so if we do start seeing these markets move, the break of the hourly 8, for example, might give us a signal that it's going to have a bit more of a bigger rollover. It's got its 21s below that, which may provide support, but and then the 50 may be as a target as opposed to the daily pivot. It starts selling off. Aussie dollar. Well, the Aussie dollar, as ever, whenever it goes, doesn't it? And it's gone over the last couple of days and sold off quite strongly. And now, again, just consolidating today at the moment. It's not done too much in the way of movement. The weekly pivot's above us. Let's just have a look at where we are sitting with that. And, well, sorry, I've got the Fibonacci on from an earlier target we were looking at, from the third target, which is below us. We could be on for touching today's pivot easy enough. This morning maybe, if it breaks through and goes beyond that, well, as I say, the weekly pivot is above us, and it may head up for that, but it is one of the weaker ones, but may be due a bit of a bounce there the way it's moved. And the Canadian dollar, again, this is pushed up. We might as well have a quick look at oil. Oil's off again, down to $43 a barrel. So looking relatively weak from where we're sitting. Yes, it could have a little push up there. It's not that far away from the next meeting, as I seem to remember. But that's not helping the Canadian dollar on a stronger US dollar. Certainly having an effect here. To say here, I mean, the only thing is the momentum of this move. You've seen that sort of the bigger waves here and the bigger candles, and we've started moving into some smaller candles now. Maybe the momentum's slowing down on the upside, but still got some potential. Any rollovers, again, closing below the hourly 8 may signify a bit of a sell-off, but the RSI is not particularly strong here. It's a sort of weak movement. It may just continue in this sort of mode here, as long as it sits above that sort of 40 area, 50 area. We remain sort of more sort of bullish trend than anything else, or bullish momentum. Okay, that's pretty much everything there. News-wise today, not a significant amount of news out today. So we've got very little. We've got PPI, Swiss PPI, that massive mover, not. And little else until 3 p.m. this afternoon. We've got President Draghi speaking. He is due to speak at the Italian Treasury in Rome. Maybe it will give us some more clues as to the next step, but nothing's been suggested so far. So I think that 3 p.m. movement may give us some great volatility, or has the potential for some decent volatility. That's it for me. Have a great one. Bye for now.